garbage person of the week is every Republican who just now is saying, you know what, I think Trump's a bad guy. Take a look.
There is no room in the Republican Party for anti-Semitism or white supremacy. Anyone meeting with people advocating that point of view, in my judgment, are highly unlikely to ever be elected president of the United States.
The reason we're losing is because Donald Trump has put himself before everybody else.
Trump has many problems. And so, no, I hope the Republicans have enough sense to go with someone who's a more mainstream politician.
Will you support him?
I think we'll have better choices.
Better choices
than my old running mate. But I think it's time for new leadership.
It didn't seem that he got the old magic. Trump is dragging the Republican Party into the mud again. Can he win? My opinion, no.
I hope he disappears.
Wow.
It's like they're gonna pretend they didn't try this a while ago, like in 2016, and then realize that they had no choice but to just tuck tail and say, like, you know what, he is my daddy. And now they're like, oh my gosh. And they take every opportunity of like the newest scandal to be like, that's a bridge too far. Sitting down with Nazis. I was fine when he said it was his African American and saying that the Jewish people get what it's like to swindle folks. Like, oh, but he had dinner with Nick Fuentes. Now I really have to turn, and not this desperation to switch to DeSantis. And even trashier is something I want to like reveal to everybody that is the new thing. No one's talking about this, but there is a very specific language everybody who's pushing against Trump is using. See if you can pick up on it, and it's pretty shocking. One of the faces here that is actually using this new language. Take a look.
People want us to get back to the policies of the Trump-Pence administration.
I certainly would not turn my back on President Trump, but with that, I love Governor Ron DeSantis. He is America's governor, and he has these same policies.
I think America longs to go back to the policies that were working for the American people, but I think it's time for new leadership.
Maybe it's time to turn the page if we can get someone who has all Trump's policies, who's not Trump.
See what they did there? That's what they think's the winner, is to say, let's go back to the same policies. That's not the Trump. You don't understand. People are not with Trump for the policies. They didn't get any of the policies. This is Republicans saying, can we go back to the situation that gave rise to Trump and go back? And even Jordan Peters is like, please elect a more mainstream politician. Let's go back to the people who don't help the folks that they Southern strategied into being in their party.
What's different about this from other fights that he's picked, when he does something like this and he attacks Liz Cheney, then MAGA world goes, yeah, right, go get her, right? Ron DeSantis, MAGA world loves Ron DeSantis. I've got friends in Florida who are non-political family, and they're torn by this because they love their governor, but they love Donald Trump. And so when they see Trump going after DeSantis, they're like, what is he doing? Why is he going after him? And it's like watching your parents fight, you know? And so going after him preemptively in this way is very counterproductive, and it makes Trump look desperate, and it makes Trump look weak.
I think that is very much the case, and it takes Mark Thiessen, I guess, on Fox to be willing to say that to a Fox audience. But the hosts are starting to be more critical. We showed you Laura Ingraham yesterday. Mark Thiessen, since the midterms, has been bringing up how this might not be the best call for Trump, and it isn't looking good. To be fair, though, there are still some on the Republican side who are defending him. We had Marjorie Greene, who is defending Trump. There's a very few that are openly declaring that everyone needs to still get behind Trump. And one is someone who might end up competing with Marjorie Greene for a position in a future Trump administration. Take a look at this.
And so they slow roll the results. Ron DeSantis goes out, gives his big speech, and then they want to make it look like the Trump Republicans don't have a chance. We're going to win. I'm 100% sure of that. I think that Blake may even win with the look of what is left to be counted. Yeah. These votes are going to go Blake's way as well.
Okay, so look, the top level of this is they're trying to make us think Trump can't win. So she's trying to reassure them. No, I think Trump and Trump candidates can, even though all of the evidence shows that they would have been way better off if they'd gone for regular Republicans. But she also there says Ron DeSantis gives his speech, making it look like Trump Republicans can't win. So she's implicitly telling the audience, DeSantis is not a Trump Republican, even though to I think a lot of regular MAGA people, they would seem to be largely in agreement over the past few years. So she is helping to draw those battle lines and positioning herself as a loyalist and true defender of Donald Trump. At this point, is there anyone who's speaking up in support of Trump who doesn't want to be his VP, Brett?
That's a weird framing because everyone who speaks up for anything wants something.
Okay.
So they all want, is there anyone speaking up like Thiessen? Like the more twerps like Thiessen that go on Fox News and say Donald Trump is a loser, the better it is for Trump.
Well, hold on. Do you disagree with his read of how these attacks are going to be received?
I disagree with his read of how these attacks are going to be received. Yes, I don't disagree with his overall analysis that it's pathetic. But I disagree with how they're going to be perceived because there's a lot of battle to be done. And if you put Trump on stage next to DeSantis, there is only one variable we need to know more about is will Trump be Trump or will Trump be like a sad defeated Trump and flail? And there will be a moment and the odds are, DeSantis is gonna say life is long, bro, and I'll just sit this one out if he can. I mean, he is one of the smartest tacticians to pick culture wars based on traditional values, to pick off Latinos in specific kinds of Latinos in Florida. Like that is exactly his tact, to be that person who is like, Catholics, come this way. And he's done it very slowly and very specifically, and he will put that exact amount of care into deciding whether or not to go with a run in 2024. But he's doing everything right, and Trump's doing everything wrong right now. But this is in the wake of an election. This is before the people in Fox who tried this before, by the way. What they're saying now on Fox is the exact same thing they said in 2015 when Trump was running. He's not good. Please go with these other guys. But that message is still the same, and it's still one that got rejected by base voters on the Trump side. And that argument is, hey guys, go with the establishment. Don't go with an outsider.